Greetings. We are learning Java 101. Today we're going to finish the Tic-Tac-Toe game. This is part 3. We are going to be implementing the computer. And for this computer, it's just going to be picking a random number. No strategy. Should be an easy dub. Trying to say less. Less. Why are we doing this? We are learning the basics of Java so that we can understand programming basics before we get into something else. I'll probably do HTML or JavaScript after this. Maybe some information will carry over. I know they're different languages, but the principles are the same. The way of thinking is what we're learning right now. How to think about a coding problem. So that's today's video. Remember the goal. We're going to make a Sudoku solver, and there's a lot of things that we're picking up, especially in this Tic-Tac-Toe game, that will be transferable to that. So that's good. This is worth it. I need to reassure myself that this will help me in some aspect. So let's learn. Okay, so we have our tic-tac-toe board, and you can place something, but now we need the computer to place their thing. Player will be X. You can see the code down here. Player is X. CPU equals O. So what we're going to do is, after we place the piece for the player and print the game board, we're then going to add int random rand equals new random. Oh, random. And what's going on here? Oh, okay. What the? No. I want that right there. All right. And you see these randoms? Java imported a random utility. That's IntelliJ did that for us. And there's some code that goes into the random generator that we don't have to deal with now, so that's cool. We're now going to make an int for our CPU. Int CPU equals, what does it equal? Scan dot next int. No. Rand dot next int. Yes. So now we'll pick the next integer from our random. However, we need to give it some parameters. We're going to do 9. And because Java starts counting at 1, we're going to do 1. So now we'll pick a number between 1 and 9 randomly, which is what we want. We'll do place piece, game board. Instead of pause like we did up here, we're going to do CPU. So now we'll place a random piece. User is CPU. Oh, we need to make this a string. Yeah. Okay, so now game board, CPU, right? Yeah, okay. Now let's try it. Cool, okay, yeah. See, we have a bunch of game boards now, but it placed an O down in the 8 quadrant. So let's can we run another one? No, okay. We've run into another problem. We need this to keep going. So we're gonna need to implement a while loop. A while loop that says, while all of this is true, we're going to keep going until something else happens. So, where do we put this while loop? Well, let's just throw it right before we begin scanning. And we'll say while true. And curly brace, and then another curly brace. We have an issue on this channel with curly braces getting out of hand. Let's see if this while true loop will keep our game going. So I'm going to go 3. It placed it in the 4. And then I'm going to go 6. Sweet. Okay. We have a game here, except we have run into an issue. The computer placed an O on top of our 3 and kind of took our spot, which, if you've played Tic-Tac-Toe, is not allowed. We need it so that you can only place one in a spot that is empty. So, how are we going to do that? Okay, so we're going to tackle that later, because what we need to do is start storing all of the played positions, and we need to do this so that the game knows what you've played and how to determine if you've won. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a new method that will make a list of all of the winning combinations. Public, static, and what will this return? A string. Public static string, because this is going to be how we check for the winner. So if it checks and there is a winner, we want to return a string that says, congratulations, you won, or you lost, or you tied. So we're going to be returning a string, and we'll call this check winner. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a list, and this list is going to have parameters in our 2D array for each possible outcome. So one list per winning outcome. Import Java utility. Okay, so list, we'll go back to the top. It is a Java utility. It just stores a list of information. Okay, so this one's called top row. And what we're going to do is we're going to take an array dot as list array, why is this red? Okay, arrays dot as list, that way it is readable as a list. And we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. So if the played positions are like a 1, 2, and 3, that creates 3 X's on the top row, that's a win. We're going to do this for every single combination. So I'm going to fast forward through this. Here are all of our winning combinations as lists. So we have list, all of these, and if you look at that graph, you can just map out all of the winning numbers. So we're going to make list. list. We'll call this winning condition equals new array list, another Java utility, and inside this array list, you guessed it, list. So winning conditions dot add. So we're just putting things into this list, and we've declared them up here, so we're just going to add them. I'm going to fast forward through this too. So we made a list of a bunch of array lists that are going to check to see who the winner is. But first, we need to make these lists globally known. And by globally, that means all of the methods can access them. So we're going to go into the public class up here. Anything can read it, is what I believe is happening. So static array list. And the name of this array list, we're going to pass in an int because that is what is being entered. That is our input. We'll call this player pause. And this will just store all of the players' moves. New array list, integer. And we are going to do the same thing, but with computer. CPU pause. Or just computer pause. Cool. So now we have player pause and computer pause. Now we're going to go back down to those lists we made, and we need it. So we declared the list, but now we need it to like do something, to actually check them. So for this, we're going to do a for loop. For list L of winning conditions. Remember, whenever you're using the colon in a for loop, it means the word of. List L of winning conditions, curly brace, if, for list L of winning conditions, if player pause dot contains all, contains all. I think we want contains all. Contains all L. If player pause contains all L, which would be like one of these lists, what do we want it to do? Print you win. Your did it. Okay. Curly brace. No. No. We already have a curly brace. So then we're going to use else if for the computer. Else if computer pause dot contains all. Of L. Computer defeated you. Sad face. Now, why won't it let me pass L through there? Contains all L. That should not be read. I had to ask ChatGPT what happened. And basically, I didn't declare enough about the list for it to, which seems dumb, but it works now. Also, I added a return nothing to satisfy this string right here. So I put X there, it put O there. Okay, it immediately took my spot. Let's try. Okay, we haven't fixed that yet, but that'll be later. Okay. Oh my God, it took. This is a real problem. It keeps taking my spot. Okay, so I got 3 X's in a row, and it didn't tell me I won. So something is wrong. Okay, I think I know what's happening. So nothing is actually getting added to the array list, and that's because we need to add the positions so it can start to read them. So we're going to go to this. This is kind of where we're placing pieces, and right. So when it's player's turn and they're playing an X, we're going to say player position dot add pause. I believe this line of code will then put it in player positions. And we're going to do the same for the computer. Computer pause dot add. Can I add CPU? No. Let's just add pause. Run it back. Please work. All right. 3. Okay, it went in 9. 2. It went in 1. But okay, wait. I'll go 5. Hopefully it doesn't take my spot. Okay, it didn't. And now I'll get the win by a placement in 7. Okay, so I got the win and nothing happened. I am wasting time here. What is going on? Oh, okay. So we need to check the winner in our main method. So it's not actually checking. So if we go to our main method and string result equals check winner, and inside check winner, nothing, semicolon, and then print result. Right? Please work. Dude, no way. So it completed mine, but it shouldn't have been able to go there. But it triggered the array list that they completed it. And so it says that I lose. So we need to address the taking my move, which we'll do right now. After the scanner is going to take the input, after that, we are going to include a while. While player position while it contains these numbers, print, you can't do that, and then next int. So it'll make them pick a new one. So while player pause dot contains player pause, or since there's two people playing, computer pause dot contains player pause. What happens? Place X elsewhere. And then it's going to be pause equals scan next int. Should let me do that. Okay, so it would be like, you can't place it elsewhere, scan the next int, don't save that one. And before it places the piece. So we're going to do another while loop. And we're going to do the same thing, but just for the computer. Computer pause dot contains player pause, or, it needs to be in the parentheses, or computer pause dot contains computer pause. Curly brace. Since it's the computer, we don't need to print anything because it's all happening internally. So we're just going to go straight into CPU equals scan dot next int. So this will force the computer to pick a new number as well. Let's run it. Stop and go. I'm going to select 1. And it picked 5, 6. So I'm going to do 2. Ooh, okay, so we're both battling for this 3 spot. Let's see what happens. Okay, I won, you win, your did it. I guess the only thing left to do is what happens if there's a tie, which we can just add down in our winning outcomes. We'll just do another else if dot size. So we're going to go size because there's only 9 total spaces. So if it's going to scan and see that all 9 are taken up, then it's going to be tie. We don't want to do contains all because we don't want it to think that anyone won. We just want it to detect that there's no more spaces to go. It's going to be a tie. So player pause dot size, no parameter, but we're going to see if it equals 9. So if it equals 9, it's going to be a tie. And at this point, we're going to do another curly brace. Return cat. And we're going to do a little drawing of a cat. That should clear up all of our loose ends. Let's run through one more game. Let's go for the diagonal. So we're going to go 3. It went 2. Then we're going to do 5. It went 9. So now we get the dub. Maybe let's try to do a tie, actually. So let's go 1. And it still did that. I don't know how to fix that. Maybe I'll figure it out next time. But that is today's lesson. Here is Tic-Tac-Toe versus the computer. Thanks.